meeting to order and call on Councilor Watson. Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll.
Councilor Brown. Councilor Weaver.
Here.
Councilor Broughton.
Here.
Councilor Watson.
Here.
Councilor Barton. And Mayor Lovelace.
Here.
Have a quorum for business.
Approval of the minutes from December 3rd meeting.
Mayor, offer motion to approve the minutes from December 3rd meeting.
Second.
Motion by Councilor Watson, second by Councilor Broughton to approve the minutes of the December 3rd meeting. Are there any changes to be made? Hearing none. Councilor Weaver.
Yes.
Councilor Broughton.
Yes.
Councilor Watson.
Yes.
Motion carries and the minutes are approved.
I'd like to welcome our visitors here. Coach, I'm glad to see you here today. Be a good day to have that run out there.
Yes, sir.
We'll cover it. We'll do it. Next item is approval of the agenda. One thing I see is to delete 7M. Any other deletions or additions? If not, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Agenda is approved. Under new business, the first item is approval of the use of O'Bannon, Jennings, and E.O. Wilson Nature Adventure for our annual mud run. I call Coach Evans.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. Council, just want to thank y'all for allowing us the opportunity to use the parks last year. We had the first annual mud run down there last year, and it was a huge success. And I'm coming for y'all again today to ask for permission again if we could use that again this year. Our dates this year would like to be June the 8th. We're going to kind of back it up a little bit to get us out of school a little bit, and I think we can increase participation a lot more this year. We're still using our same charities we had last year, Paws Crossed and Backpack Buddies. We also gave some money back to the school. We were able to raise over $10,000 for the charities in the schools last year, so that was a big bonus for us, and I think we can really improve on that this year. Mr. Layton has asked also that if we do this, to take Jennings Park and use it a little more this year, which we're kind of going to run the run up beside the highway up there, and we'll probably build some rigs and stuff in that neighborhood, and people go by and get some, an awe factor to it, and it'll be probably much larger than it was last year. I've talked to several sponsors already so far this year, and they're all aboard already also. So
And that's pretty much an all-day deal, right?
It is an all-day. It's a community deal also. We had people come in from as far as Tennessee last year, Georgia. So we had people from all over the Southeast coming in to run it, and we want to make it much larger than it was last year. Plus, I want to get more out in other communities too, instead of just our community. And we're going to really focus on a corporate team thing also. We had several teams last year that ran it. Davis Catfish had a team in it, Frontier Technologies.
Southern Engineering, they have some people that like to run it.
So we want to really hit that hard, and hopefully that'll make it a better run also. And it's kind of a good team building thing. You kind of getting there together, the mud and the muck and everything, and everybody loved it. So it was a good deal. So, but I would like to, that if y'all would approve us doing that again, we'd really appreciate it. So,
Okay. Need a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve use of our parks for the mud run.
Second.
Motion by Councilor Weaver, second by Councilor Broughton to approve the use of the 3 parks for the mud run. Is there any discussion?
Do you have a contingency date or weather as well?
we do have a contingency day to be August the 3rd. However, it'll have to be a hurricane before I'm not going to use it. I'm going to find a way that we're going to actually go up the highway. If we have to, if the creek's too high, we're going to find a way around it this year. So I've already got that kind of laid out. We're going to make it work out one way or the other. So we're going to pretty much, it's June 8th the day I'm shooting for. We'll make it happen.
How many participants did you have last year?
Last year had over 300 participants. We had 100 volunteers, and we had 400 to 500 people spectators. So it was right around 1,000 people down there when we were actually cutting it loose. And I'm hoping to double that or be much better than that. Everybody I've talked to has been very, very cooperative about it, and they're looking forward to it again. So it should be a really good thing.
Sounds
Is
good.
there any further discussion? Hearing none. Councilor Weaver?
Yes.
Councilor Broughton?
Yes.
Councilor Watson?
Yes.
Motion carries, and the mud run is approved.
Thank you,
All right.
gentlemen, I
We're looking
appreciate
forward to
it.
it.
Thank you.
Next item is to approve a resolution for suspension of the restrictive covenants in the industrial park for some property that we're leasing to Frontier Technology. That's resolution number 18-1220, and this is the same thing that we did for Georgia Pacific when they needed a laydown yard.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve resolution 18-1220.
Second. Motion by Counselor Broughton, second by Counselor Weaver, to approve resolution number 18-1220. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Counselor Weaver?
Yes.
Counselor Broughton?
Yes.
Counselor Watson?
Yes.
Motion carries, and the resolution to suspend restrictive covenants for Frontier Technology is approved.
Next item is a resolution to apply for a pedestrian bridge trail grant, and I'll call on Russell to Holland with Southern Engineering to discuss that.
Mayor, Council, good afternoon. Thank you all for having me. This grant application we're applying for is part of the Recreational Trails Program. It's funded through ADEC. It's a federally funded program. We actually applied for this last year. I say last year. We applied in 2019 in January, or 2018 in January. They moved the grant application up this year to December the 21st, which is tomorrow. We have been working on it for a few weeks now, trying to update it. We went up to Montgomery and met with the folks at ADEC and asked them what we could do to make this project a little bit stronger. It obviously did not receive funding last year when we applied. And part of what we received in response from them was trying to make this more of a show of connectivity for pedestrians. So we focused this year on tying everything from Coastal Alabama Community College all the way up to the YMCA with a future trail that would go from O'Bannon Park up to the Y. We've got letters of support from the hospital, from the YMCA, from Coach Atkinson and the high school, all the way to Representative Baker to apply for this and hopefully receive funding. The only thing that's changed from the application that we put in last year is obviously the cost. Last year when we applied, it was close to $800,000, a little bit under $800,000 total cost, but just due to the price of aluminum and the projections for what that will be when this receives funding, we're I think close to $850,000 at the moment. We can receive up to $400,000 in funding. The rest of the funds would have to come from the City of Brewton. So you'd be looking at coming up with $450,000 essentially out of pocket. Mr. Layton, along with many other people here in the city, Ms. Harton, Mr. McDowell, they've been working very hard to get signatures and get support. Ms. Vivian Layton up at the YMCA has got kids' pictures that we've had. I brought one to show you guys just because I was very impressed, to be quite honest. This is from a group of 4-year-olds basically expressing their support for the nature trail and for the for the repair of the trail itself. And our application is actually to upgrade, I think everybody's familiar with the wooden bridge that goes from Jennings Park to O'Bannon Park. So our application is actually to restore both the deck and the handrails of that, go from a treated wood to aluminum. So that's really the what encompasses this grant. And like I say, we've got maps and letters of support all put together in one big package to send up there tomorrow morning, as long as the council approves it and supports it.
All right, so that's resolution number 18-1220-1.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve resolution 18-1220-1.
Second.
Motion by Counselor Broughton, second by Counselor Watson to approve resolution number 18-1220-1. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Counselor Weaver?
Yes.
Counselor Broughton?
Yes.
Counselor Watson?
Yes.
Motion carries, and the resolution to approve the application for a grant for the pedestrian bridge trail is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next item is a resolution to approve aviation support and maintenance services agreement with DBT Transportation Services LLC, and I'll call on the city clerk.
This is a maintenance agreement that we have had in the past to make sure that our equipment facilities out at the airport are kept up to FAA regulation standards. So it would be a service agreement to monitor that for us.
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 18-1220-2?
Second.
Motion by Counselor Watson, second by Counselor Weaver, to approve resolution number 18-1220-2. Is there any discussion?
Alex, this is an annual thing, is every so often we do it, or is this annual?
This is 3 years.
Every 3 years?
Yes, sir. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Counselor Weaver?
Yes.
Counselor Broughton?
Yes.
Counselor Watson?
Yes.
Motion carries, and the resolution to approve the aviation support and maintenance service agreement with DBT is approved.
Next item is the approval of the organization and incorporation of Gulf States Gas District, which is a gas district being formed with the City of Brewton and South Alabama Gas, which allow the city to purchase prepaid gas below index cost. The South Alabama Gas is made up of a number of cities, including Evergreen and Monroeville. They will have 2 people on that board, and the City of Brewton will have 2 people on that board. So this is resolution number 18-1220-3.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 18-1220-3. Second.
Motion by Counselor Weaver, second by Counselor Broughton to approve resolution number 18-1220-3. Is there any discussion?
One question. Mayor, when do we add our 2 people? When do we?
We'll do a motion after this to appoint our people.
Okay.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Counselor Weaver?
Yes.
Counselor Broughton?
Yes.
Counselor Watson?
Yes.
Motion carries, and the resolution to approve the organization and incorporation of Gulf States Gas District is approved.
And now entertain a motion to appoint our 2 directors.
Mayor, I offer motion that we appoint Mayor Lovelace and Will Ruzak as our 2 appointees to the board.
Second.
Motion by Counselor Watson, second by Counselor Broughton to approve, to appoint Mayor Lovelace and Will Ruzak to the board for the Gulf States Gas District has been made.
Is there?
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Counselor Weaver?
Yes.
Counselor Broughton?
Yes.
Counselor Watson?
Yes.
Motion carries, and the 2 appointees for the Gulf States Gas District are approved. The 2 members being Mayor Lovelace and Will Ruzak.
The next item, we've been asked by the Escambia County Cooperative Library Board to reappoint Karen Reynolds. And if the council so desires, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to appoint Ms. Reynolds back to the board.
Second.
Motion by Counselor Broughton, second by Counselor Weaver to appoint Karen Reynolds to the district. Let me read it. Escambia County Cooperative Library Board has been made. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Counselor Weaver?
Yes.
Counselor Broughton?
Yes.
Counselor Watson?
Yes.
Motion carries, and Karen Reynolds has been reappointed to the library board.
Next item is to appoint a nominating committee from the council. We have some members that are coming up. Their terms are expiring on several boards. The first one is Industrial Development Board, and I appoint Peace Broughton and Lawrence Weaver as our nominating committee. Second board that we need a nominating committee for would be the Public Library Board, and I appoint Councilor Brown and Councilor Weaver to that. The next one is the nominating committee for the Recreation Board. We have a term coming up, and I appoint Lawrence Weaver and Cheryl Barton to that committee. Next one is the Brewton Development Authority, and I want to appoint Councilman Joe Watson and Lawrence Weaver to that committee. Next one is the Tree and Beautification, and Councilor Kerry Brown and Cheryl Barton. Next one is the City Planning Commission, which is a mayoral appointment, and they'll stay as they are. Are there any comments or announcements?
I have none.
Motion to adjourn.
Merry Christmas.